This time on Adventures Animated. Who fell? So, for today's story, I'd like to share about the first time I went skiing and the life lesson that I learned from that trip. Skiing and snowboarding are some of my favorite things to do nowadays, but after my first experience, I wasn't so sure that I was ever going to do that again. You see, when I was in elementary school, maybe 3rd or 4th grade, a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go on a ski trip with his family. I'd never been, but I loved the snow, so I said sure. The day came and we set off. We drove for what felt like an eternity to Little Brent. And we finally arrived to the mountain. And I remember looking up and being in awe of the size of this thing. It was the biggest thing I had seen in my life at that point, and it was so impressive. Strangely though, I wasn't scared. I was excited, but anxious for someone to tell me how to actually ski. We got our gear and head out of the lodge, and once we're inside, my friend and his brother showed me how to clip in and went over very quickly how to ski. Basically, it was here's how to turn, pizza to go slow, and french fries to go fast. They went over everything and I thought, whoa, this is simple. Then we were off. I quickly found out that that thought I had was wrong. I even had trouble on the flat ground as we headed to the chairlift. I got to the very back of the line and promptly fell. Trying to be funny and keep people from being mad at me, I started yelling, "Who fell? Who fell?" while I'm at the very back of this line. We made it onto the chairlift and we were headed up the mountain. It was awesome. I was getting to slowly glide over the trees. But soon, my anxiety snapped me out of it. And I started to wonder, how am I going to get off? Do they stop it? No, it hasn't stopped. Oh no! They're not going to stop it. I'm going to fall for sure. As these thoughts went in and out of my mind, the summit quickly approached. I psyched myself up, determined not to fall. The moment approached, I took a deep breath, and I jumped. I was soaring off the chairlift with the confidence of a seasoned vet. I hit the snow, and promptly fell. I started yelling again, "Who fell? Who fell?" as the other skiers began to pile on top of me. Eventually we got that ordeal sorted out, and we were off. I skied up to the edge of a gentle green slope. It looked inviting, and I was excited still. So we took the plunge. I went racing down the hill, feeling the breeze in my face, and I knew right then that I loved skiing and I would forever. This experience was one of the best things I've ever felt in my life. And to this day that holds true. Just the feel of the cold air on your face as you're soaring down the mountain at speeds that are probably a little ridiculous. It's just the best. We went up the hill and we came back down. We'd go up the hill and we'd come back down. We'd go up the hill and we came back down. After a few runs like this, we stepped it up to blue. These were faster and twistier, but so much more fun. We rode these for a while, and then my friend said, "Dude, we should try a black diamond." Me, feeling a huge sense of boyhood overconfidence, enthusiastically said yes. We got up on top of the black diamond, and as I was staring over the edge of what looked like a cliff, the slightest of doubts entered my mind. And then I thought, well, I've done pretty well so far, and there's no other way down, so over the edge we went. This was fast and icy. Gone were my sense of wonder and excitement. In its place was a cold sense of dread. I was just trying to survive. I skittered over the icy slopes at what had to be my terminal velocity. And as I flew down the mountain, trying hard just to live, the tip of my ski broke through the icy crust of the slope, and immediately I stopped all forward momentum. My ski and lower legs stopped, but my upper body tried to continue forward, and it spun quickly around my leg. A white, hot feeling ran through my body. My vision blurred, and then I collapsed. I always get extremely quiet when I'm in a huge amount of pain, so as I lay silently on the ground, my friend looked at me confused and asked, "Should we go get somebody or something?" I squeaked out, "Yes!" And my friend's brother took off. A little while later, the most stereotypical ski patrol guy swooshes down the hill and slides to a stop and greets me with a caring, "Sup, dude? So, are you like good or whatever?" And before I could even answer, he was gone down the hill. So I got myself up, and with my friend's help, I hobbled down the mountain. I got to the ski lodge, and after resting for 30 minutes or so and checking to see if I could bend my legs and that it wasn't too swollen, I decided it wasn't broken. So I got back out there. I kept skiing on the easier slopes, and I hurt, but I wanted to keep at it. I noticed that I was fine until I kept my legs still for a very long time. Like on the chairlift. As I got off, I would have an extremely hard time bending it. But I shook it off to just a bad fall, and we skied the whole rest of the day. Then we all loaded up and headed home. I was tired and sore, but I'd survived a bad fall, and I knew I found a new hobby. Little did I know I didn't make it out quite as unscathed as I thought. We stopped for gas, and when I went to get out of the car, my leg was stuck at a 90-degree angle. I fell flat on my face, and my friend's mom came and put me back in the car and drove me straight to my mom. She's a physician. She then took me to get an MRI and some x-rays and stuff, and they found out I had torn the ligament in my left knee. I quickly got that seen about, and after a couple of months I was doing well again. It was a crazy first experience, but that next year I was at it again and I was skiing. I realized that I had experienced one of the worst failures you could the first time out, and I knew I could only improve from there. It taught me about how much you can learn and improve from the spectacular failures in life, and how if you don't let them scare you away from what you're doing, you can learn a lot and succeed even with that failure. You just need to use that as a lesson in your life to improve later. And that's kind of what I took away from the whole trip. And still to this day, I ski and snowboard, and I love it. Like, it's the best thing. I am a little more cautious, but I don't let that prevent me from having fun. I just used it to make me smarter at what I do. And that's something anyone can use in anything. Let your failures make you smarter and better. Don't let them define you or hold you back. Just take them and make them a part of you and become a better person. Okay, thanks for listening. And if you're new here, please subscribe. And if you like this story, please hit that like button and hit the notification bell if you would like to see some more of these. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and listening. Okay, bye.